Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests that are in network marketing, affiliate, and multi level. And we're sharing their story. We're talking about trials and tribulations, strategies that worked, failures that they've had, talking about some personal development, some ways of their building their teams and leadership skills. You're going to learn something. So we want to make sure you stay with us the entire time. Don't forget if you have some, questions, drop them in the comments. Hit, that subscribe and that notification bell besides the like button, and drop, where you're watching from. That's the least you can do. Or if that's even trouble, hashtag live if you're on the live, hashtag replay on the replay. We appreciate all the comments. That helps the algorithm and more people can see. And I want to remind you, make sure you go to the description and connect with my guests. It's someone that you're going to definitely learn some things from, and I appreciate every single one of you for being with us. Let me bring on my next guest. We have Tom Tighe. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, Shawn, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. I appreciate you, taking some time out. A lot of times people are like, oh, afraid to share some things because they think that, people are going to steal their business. And I just appreciate you getting out of your comfort zone as well, getting involved in, never doing this before. So it's a good thing, guys. Again, it's not
Yeah.
scripted. And I want to, as always, have my guests, you share who are you and why did you get into network marketing?
Okay. My name is Tom Tighe. I'm here in Dayton, Ohio area, and my wife Linda and I both have pretty good careers. My background is in aerospace engineering. Hers was physical therapy, and we're raising family. And although those are good careers, I was looking for additional streams of income. Tried traditional flipping houses. That was a lot of work for low pay. Things like that. Was miserable to stock trading, so looking for something that I could relate to and work on. A colleague shared with me a company that I just identified with. We got results on their products. It was in the nutritional field, and everybody I suggested trying the products got results. So I took a close look at the company. I liked their marketing plan. What I really liked most about it was I could build a residual income that I could pass down to not just my children, but also to my grandchildren, great grandchildren. Although, what a great legacy, because I cannot pass on my engineering degree to anybody, right? So I love that aspect. I like the aspect that I could not put my house at risk, for example, to build this business. I could build it on my hours and the I'm going to say the nuggets of time throughout the day as you wanted to, and there's no limits to what I could do with it. So we got started, and that first year was able to match my wife's income. And that was thrilling and allowed us at that time to let her step away from the workplace while our kids were young. Our kids were very young at that time. One of our goals is to put our kids into Christian school starting at kindergarten. And if any of you have looked into private school, it's a sobering take a look at. To be honest with you, and so our business allowed us to do that, and tremendously. And as it grew, it began to rival my career amount of money I was making. And so I had an opportunity to take an early retirement, which I exercised. And at that time, my boys were in high school, and they're playing typical sports that kids play today: baseball, golf, basketball. And I had spent many years having three boys as a little league coach. I spent 11 years doing that with a lot of fun, of course. I'm sure a lot of your audience have done those type of things. But I knew the coach for this school, the head coach, and they lost a faculty member, and he approached me and said, "Hey, while we're looking for this faculty member, could you help me out by being assistant baseball coach for the varsity squad, and also assistant coach for the golf squad? Two sports I love to play and enjoyed all my life." So yeah, I jumped at the chance, and so I got to be out there with the boys in full uniform. All my boys are playing, so for me it was a lot of fun. I don't know if it was for the boys as much, but I had a great time. So that was a freedom that allowed me, because of our business growth, to do. Beyond that, I love the fact that, if I want to take my wife to lunch, I didn't have to ask somebody for permission. If I wanted to take a week and go skiing or whatever, I have to ask anybody. I can just do it. So I love that those facets. And today, be honest with you, I as an engineer, you always have questions on things. I worked in a great career field, and I'm now doing consulting part time back at the lab where I used to work on. And I love doing that because I just love the field. but I do it at my own time, and it's very flexible, so I still have time to build my business, and so we just love it, and we've traveled. I can't say all over the world. We've been to several countries, but all over the United States, and so we've had a good time with it, and we've learned a lot along the way. I tell people that building a home business is kind of like a professional growth business that's disguised as a business. So really enjoyed that aspect.
I appreciate hearing all this and being fully transparent. Yeah, man, you can do a lot of things. A lot of people I know, you said pockets of time. What exactly were you doing in those pockets of time to build your business? A lot of people are,
That's a great
oh,
question.
I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. Like I want to, that's what I love to hear. What are some things that you were doing? You know, I know I pick up my phone. This is a powerful thing that people should be using, but people don't realize how to use it.
Yeah. Well, when we started our business, 29 years ago, we didn't have phones like that. No, but that's okay. What I find that a lot of people do mistake wise is they think it's a great idea, or they think the idea is intriguing to have a home business, but they don't then come to the table with a work ethic to back up that desire. So the first thing that I recognized I had to do was take a look at this as a business. It's not going to grow on its own. It's not that way. And so we sat down as a family, and I said, "How can I make this happen?" So I made myself a home office, and picked hours that were helpful for the family. So what we did was I took a look at 2 hours in the evening after dinner. I always helped the kids with their homework that needed that, and then they knew when Dad walked into the back bedroom and closed the door, it's like I'm not here any longer. Unless someone's arm fell off, you can't come in. And that 2 hours is mine to you know make calls, make follow-up calls. I always believe that your fortune's in the follow-up, so you better do that. Um, so I did that, and then I come out, and I could see the kids to bed and whatnot, have time to eat with my wife. So that really worked well. And then at work, I can't do my home business work at work. My employers pay me to do that, but I did have breaks, lunch breaks. So I'd leave the office and go somewhere, and rather than just going to a restaurant and wasting that hour in a restaurant, I'd pack a lunch, and I could make phone calls in my car or whatever, and take advantage of that time as well. And so those really helped out. And then as our business grew, I actually started doing a national call. Today we call them Zoom calls. We do Zoom calls now, but back then we were just doing conference calls. And that
Mhm.
allowed me to reach people across the country, because our business grew to many states, a couple of different foreign countries, and that allowed us to continue to team build with people that were in remote areas, for example, that I didn't have immediate access with. So that's kind of what we did, and finding those nuggets of time really were important because it gave consistency on a weekly basis to our business, and I could tell folks in my team, look, you can guarantee to get me at these hours, and that was helpful to them.
No, guys, that's 2 hours each night, having a dedicated space at home, and then going over with your family, what are your goals or your initiatives that you're gonna do with your business. That definitely helped Tom out. And
Yeah,
then I like to, yeah, who needs an hour for lunch every day when you can eat something? And then I use the same thing. I teach, and I have time to talk to people and collaborate and share ideas and opportunities. And using that time wisely is the key thing. A lot of people are watching Netflix, they play video
right.
games, and I'm like, man, I look at the younger generation, I'm like, there's so much time. And with this type of business, you're using some of your downtime to get more time, to free up more time in the future, because you're going
Exactly.
to have the
Yeah.
financial freedom for having more money come in. And I love that you're into golf, man. What is your favorite club that you have in your bag?
My favorite club? Wow, I don't know if I have a one favorite. I really enjoy my 5 wood, and I really enjoy my 6 iron.
I like this. I like the six. I like that's a good consistency. You talk about consistency with your team in golf. You have to find that club that you're very consistent with. So I'm a buck 80 out. I know I can hit my 6 iron, and I know if I'm there, I'm on the green and I'm looking good, and it's
Right,
consistent.
right, and you can ease up and you can play. It's got a nice wide range of distances for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has to find that in the bag, but I enjoy golf, man. And if you have the time, yes, you can do our businesses from a phone. You could be on a golf course, and I
Oh
don't
yeah,
suggest
yeah.
this. You
Well,
could be on the golf course
yeah,
doing business. You could be on a beach doing business. I would, like you were saying, just take some time away. If you're golfing, golf, have fun, be in the moment. Like Tom is a father, I'm a father. I like being in the moment with my kids. Don't jeopardize it because you have business to do. Separate
right.
it in your
Right.
day
You
so that
need to
you know.
separate because you don't want your family to believe that you're tied to that business. That's not who you are. That's just a means to an end. So you're right. Those our kids want time, not watching us do other things.
Right.
So yeah,
Oh,
I tell you what, when I go golfing, I took my phone off and it goes in the bag. You know, but if I was when I was playing little league with the boys playing little league, youngest one at least, and I had a cell phone at that time. I'm sitting on the sidelines watching them play. There's no reason I couldn't take a call, during an inning while just watching, things like that. So you don't let your business control you. You need to control it, but you have to put some discipline to it, or it's not going to grow. That's just my opinion.
I agree. And you said it earlier about being in a business that's focused on personal development. If you're
Right,
focused on that, you're always, and you said it too, you're always learning. I love to learn. I like to learn, and then people are like, "What do you do on social media? How do you share all this content? Where do you get all your ideas?" It's from learning from others, actually listening. Like I take notes while I'm talking to you. I'm an active listener. It's a skill that people have to learn because a lot
right,
of times
right.
you're always listening to reply, not to listen to learn. And I'm focused on learning from everyone because I want to build relationships. Guys, if you're trying to get your point across in a conversation, you're not listening to the person at that moment. So it's a key thing to consistently learn from everything you're doing so you can better and grow.
Exactly, exactly. And as you're working with people and building your team, as you're working with them, you're developing people skills that get better over time. That's not something you're going to walk out the door and have it, top notch. You're going to develop that as you go, and you're going to turn around one day and realize that you're comfortable speaking with people, you're comfortable handling questions, you don't get rattled. And that just comes with the experience, and you have to go through those steps.
Now, talking about a team aspect, a lot of people don't realize network marketing compared to affiliate marketing. Affiliate's just like a link you're giving out to people. Network marketing, you're leveraging other individuals, which is a
Correct.
powerful thing. But now you have to have those leadership skills. You have to build a team. You gotta find the builders out there. You don't need the salespeople. Salespeople fail at network marketing because all they're doing is selling products. They're not selling the team and the system. Because if you get other people buying the product,
They-
everyone wins more. But some people don't
right.
have that. And they weren't learning this from the get go. So what are some ways that you've learned in the past, probably some failures on how you build a team?
Well, it's a good point you make because most of us come into a home business not with a business background. I came from an engineering background. So when I got started in business, I would try to quote engineer it. Okay. So here's a mistake I did. I was trying to understand the concept of follow up. I didn't know what that meant. And I'm like, I don't need to be followed up with. I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. So right away, I developed, I think, like 60 retail customers right away. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try this thing out called follow up and see what happens. So I divided them into two groups. This is how silly I did things. 30 of them, I just assumed that they're an adult. They bought the product. They're gonna take care of themselves. I don't have to bother them. I'll give them a call, when it's time to reorder. We'll see how they're doing. The other 30, I did follow up with them, give them a call, see how things are going, answer questions and whatnot. 6 months later, the 30 that I left alone, they were nowhere to be found. you know, um,
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so people are not always if just because you're somebody who's a self motivator and self starter does not mean everybody is, but does not mean people can't develop into that. So part of what I had to learn to do was realize that I could want it more for you than you want it for yourself, and I can't make you successful. I can only team up with you. So I use a phrase in training, I'll if you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to run, I'll be glad to run with you. But if you're going to stop, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. Okay. And so
I like that.
when you're building a team, it's like you got to find out what people are looking for. Other mistake I found in our business was that if I just talk only one aspect, I'm cutting them off from making a proper decision. So I need to paint the entire picture to them, and let them tell me what part they might be interested in, and then I can react to that. And it doesn't mean they're not going to ever grow to be interested in the entire thing package, but take care of them and things can happen. So many people are kind of like from Missouri, the show me state. Let me experience it first. If it works for me, I'll consider it. Kind of thing. And other folks get results just hearing stories from other folks. So never
Yeah.
discount the power of that third party validation. It's dynamite and it's gold. And I don't care how well a good friend of yours are to you, you bring a person that they have no idea who they are. They share a good story they're in. It's just how human nature works. So that's the kind of things you learn along the way. And so you find what works, and you just do it over and over and over again, and don't get ahead of yourself or think you have to reinvent the wheel. You find a system that works and you work the system.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that system. They just wing it. They think, oh, I'm gonna, it might be a free platform, might be $100, might be $1,000. People think, oh, I'm going to make all this money in the beginning. It's called network marketing. You have to put
That's
some
right.
time in. You
Yeah,
got
not
to make
self
some phone
marketing.
calls. You got to do things. You have to learn from what others are doing. Some people have, and you should be getting and gaining traffic. So how do you get traffic? Well, maybe you have a podcast. Maybe you're doing video. Maybe you're directing people to a website, but it shouldn't be just a website. It should be a funnel that you're getting an email. Once you have that email, now you can follow up with people. We talked about follow up. And if you have that email, that's gold, because now you can send consistent, not just spam. A lot of people spam. They don't
Right.
give any value. They don't give anything of what, why should I work with Tom? Why should I work with Shawn? There's got to be extra that you're giving. So they're interested. They're going to be motivated on the self motivation. So they're going to continue on with what we're doing here. Because, yeah, like Tom was saying, those 30 he had out of the 60, 30 of them went away. They need that motivation, need to hear from you. They need to know, they're going to be okay if they continue, but a shiny object comes out of nowhere, right? And changes the game too. They always see that. Oh,
Right.
it's
Right.
shinier over there. The grass is greener. I want to try this out. And that's
Yeah,
another
exactly.
thing that people, have to kind of get over themselves as well.
That happens, and if you've built a good relationship with people, this is a business, and I'm sorry, maybe I'm old school, but to me, business is a personal relationship with people. It's not something you do blindly. It's not like Amazon. Okay, I wish I started which I thought of Amazon, but in this business, it's that people need to have that interaction with folks, and it's fun building together. When you find somebody that's on the same page, you're not trying to convince people of what you're doing. You're trying to find people that are like-minded with you already, and it's
Yes.
a lot more fun. It's kind of like another story I share when I do training. Is if when we were kids, we would get together, backyard baseball right game or a football game in the fall, whatever we're doing, right, basketball, and you weren't trying to get Johnny to come out, convince him. You wanted to find Johnny if you wanted to play. Then you're great. Let's go. Let's have a good time. Because you can't drag people to the party. They either going to play or not going to play, and you don't want those people that belong on the bench. So same thing with this business. You want to find folks that already are looking for something and like what you're offering and are willing to follow that path and go with you. A lot more fun that way.
Now, with today, we talked about making phone calls, and now people are using the Zoom. Are you generating opportunities from social media? Do you have are on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn? Or are you on Craigslist or any places that you've been hiding and playing in that you're able to get some opportunities on online?
That's a great question. I am on LinkedIn, although I'll be honest, I haven't figured out the code how you make those work, and I honestly have not met somebody who's broken the code on Facebook or any other platforms. And so for me, it's still working the best as I meet people on a daily basis. Actually, if you just open your ears when you're walking around and doing your normal activities, whether you're at the grocery store or at the laundromat, or not laundromat, but so much, but you know, one of the home stores or what have you, you're going to meet people or get into conversations all the time. Maybe so when you go out, I always say you should go out, not like a homeless person. Go out dressed like you're a businessman, or at least dressed where you look like you're normal, and you can strike up conversations and they'll lead you places. I gave you an example. At the grocery store, I was at one of the few times I was with my wife at the grocery store. And when I go in the grocery store, I want to go over there, grab what I want, and get out, right? And she's like, "Let's look over here." But we went to the checkout stand. And I'm going to the shortest line I can find, right? And she says, "No, I like to go over to station number 4. I like that lady." I'm like, "Well, there's 4 people in line over there." She says, "That's okay. I like her." So so you see where it's going. So we're in that line. So we get to finally where it's our turn, and my wife's still laughing at him, and she says, she says to the gal, my husband wanted to just run in, run out, but I always like to come through your line. You know why? You're always smiling, have something nice to say. And this lady stopped, and she turned to her and she said, "You know what? I smile and I'm nice because that's my job. But I'd rather be home with my 3 children than here. But I have to be here because my husband and I's jobs are today don't meet all of our bills for 3 children, and I have to be here." And we went, "Wow." Didn't say a thing. Didn't say anything. Put our stuff through, whatever. My wife turns and says, "You're a mom. I'm a mom of 4 myself. I hear your heart. You know what? My husband found something that he and I were able to get involved with that has allowed me to be a stay-home mom, allowed him to retire early from his career and take care of our kids. And I'm always looking for good people to have a work ethic. If you'd like me to get in touch with you, I'll be glad to do so." This lady stopped, ripped off a piece of the ticker tape on her, wrote down her name, her number, the best times to reach her, and said, "I'll be waiting for your call tomorrow."
Hey
Okay.
guys,
That does not happen on social media. Not at least not to me.
yeah,
Now, there are people that know how to do social media, and I hope I can meet them and they can teach me something because I'd like to learn. But I find those type of conversations that are organic, or you run into somebody. I've had guys at work. They'll say, "How come you're got a good mood all the time? You work part time. You seem like you're doing okay. What? I see the car you drive. I see the car your wife drives. I know where you live. What's going on?" You know what? I believe in multiple streams of income, and I found a couple things that really clicked for us, and then drop it. And I'll come back and say, "Well, so what is it?" you know. Um, Oh well, if you're interested, I'll talk to you. So I won't talk to you at work, but tell you what, what's a good time I can connect afterwards? We can grab a cup of coffee someplace after work, or I'll give you a call. We'll set up a time. How about we do that? Say, I don't know, I'll show you a business opportunity that I just fell in love with, and that I do. And if you're interested, maybe you can be part of my team.
guys, there it is. And I've always been against. I'm in the insurance business too, and I'm against giving out business cards in that space because everyone throws them out. But guys, I think it's a good
Right.
idea to maybe go to a Vistaprint, go to some kind of outlet, and get some cards printed up with maybe a QR code on there. It could have your video, you could have information, it could set up a phone call, what have you. It might be a good thing to have, like instead of, yeah, I mean, they could write their numbers down, but you could be like, here, have this. And I think in our space with network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing, it definitely is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Because some people are afraid sometimes of scams out there. But you know what? There's scams everywhere. But if you're a genuine person, you're trustworthy, what's the worst thing that's going to happen with a phone call, guys? Having a phone call, sharing your opportunity with them, you're going to be honest and upfront. It's going to be, an opportunity of a lifetime. And it's just doing things old school can work now instead of trying to send
Right.
emails and text messages and messengers online. Just, man, you could be in the Dunkin' Donuts, you could be in a shop, right? And just have a conversation and see where it goes. But like we're telling, it might not be people that need lots and lots of, they don't want to change their career. Maybe they just need $100 a month, 150 to pay some bills off, and that's life changing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You help somebody, or how they can make $300 to $500 a month. They're going to love you, and that will right there prevent most bankruptcies here in the United States today, and ease off the burden many people feel. So yeah,
You're
so it's like, um, J. Paul Getty said, right? I'd rather have the 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% efforts of my own. So you're looking for folks that can join your team that are going to be self motivated. Yeah, you got to teach them some things, but they have to be teachable. Nothing more hard than find somebody just pig-headed. You can't get you can't go anywhere. And find out what they're looking for and help them get that. Don't try to put your goals. This is my opinion again. Your goals on them. They may not want to leave their career, as you mentioned. They may just want to ease their burden right at the moment, and things may change once their kids grow and leave the house. They may want to do something more. You never know. But you know what? I'd love to have 500 people that just love to use the product, and with them and their family. Give me those folks all day long. And all you typically mostly need is 2 to 3 business builders, and you can build a very successful business for yourself. Very, very comfortable business.
See that, guys? 2 to 3 business builders. That's what you need. You need people that are hustlers on your team that will, you don't need everybody. Not everyone's the same as you and I, Tom. You need to find replication of who we are so we can continue building our organizations. And
Right,
that's a key thing, guys. It's something that takes some time. You'll find the ones that help, get that $300 to $500 a month. Then they'll be like, you know what? I got there. I want to go higher now, Tom. I want to go there
right,
higher,
right,
Shawn. Now you share some other things that help them get to the next level. And then
right,
the goal is to work through them as well. So it's okay, you got them to make $300 to $500. Now you have to get a couple of their team to do the same thing. And everyone's working together. It's
right, right.
everyone, celebrating, you know,
Yeah, simply ask them.
daily.
Shawn, who do you know would like to make $500 a month, just like you're doing? That you and I can work, show them how to do the same thing. And the type of business that we're running, you earn not only retail profit from customers, but you also earn wholesale profit as you help someone else learn to be successful. So you're not earning it from them; it's from the company, but it offers another income possibility that's not always there with some companies. So you can explain it to somebody and say, hey, we can start and make your 500, 800, by just simply duplicating yourself a couple times over. Who can you and I talk to? Tell me someone nice to talk to.
That's true. Someone that's nice, open, open-minded, they're gonna, take something and run with it as well. I asked you, if you ever been on a podcast before, and you said this is the first one. How were your feelings leading up to being on the podcast, and then how we just went through one?
Well, it's been fine. I've done calls for years with our organization. First, just doing conference calls, and now doing Zoom calls. So it's kind of like podcasts with lots of people, live podcasts maybe. I don't know. We do them nationally and internationally, so I'm pretty comfortable doing that kind of format. Doing a podcast per se, as this is, that's then put out there. It sounds great. Love to see how it's going to be received by your audience and folks, and if anybody's interested, definitely give me a call. you know, the information will be there. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm always willing to learn how to do something new. So this may be something I need to look into further. I don't know.
This is just another trick, a strategy, a tip. You want to gain traffic, so I'm going to drive people
Correct.
to my website. So bringing on guests, guys, if you have a podcast, you're driving people to websites to see what you're about, to see what you're doing, to help others. And like I've told people in the past too, maybe there's friends that are watching that are in Tom's circle, that Tom's been talking to them about his product. Maybe they're not into it, but they might be interested in what I'm doing, and vice versa. There's people in my network that they don't want to work with me. They've seen what I've been doing, but they're going to see and reach out to Tom. All his information's in the description, guys. Reach out, have a call with him, have a Zoom, have a video call, FaceTime, what have you, to see if it's a fit. Because I know every single one of you, we said it already, multiple streams of income is needed in this world today. No matter where you're watching, this is global. Everyone across this entire world can utilize what we're doing. And I mean, $300 to $500 a month. It could be thousands. It could be whatever. But it's all about putting that time in, and it's just taking a chance, trying it out. And if you try it for a year. Don't give up after 2 weeks and say, "Oh, Tom,
Right.
Shawn, I'm not making any money. I'm going to quit." Don't be a quitter, because
Right.
if you just continued, you'll be successful. So, I definitely
Yeah, this
want to
type of
ask.
business, the only person who can fire you is yourself.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, find if I tell people, if you're the person that sponsored you is not able to teach you or is not talking a language that you understand, reach up to someone else. Find someone that will help, because this business, all boats rise with the tide. So if you have upline, it's not reaching out, then there's something wrong with that upline. You need to find another upline.
Yes, 100%. So, Tom, I appreciate you dropping some massive nuggets on this podcast. Everyone else, we are appreciative that you're showing up. Please, reach out to Tom, share this video with someone you love. Also don't forget, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because every week we're dropping, new content, new guests. And Tom, stick around for one moment afterwards. Everyone else,
Sure.
we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks everyone.